very excited about today's episode because it is something that I get asked all the time. It's going to be about my 6 most frequently asked questions about journaling. Now, there's a huge amount of you who ask me a lot of questions all about, just essentially the basics of journaling. So journaling is obviously my jam. It's what I credit with completely turning my life around when I was in my own little pit of negativity, behaving like Eeyore on a bad day. So it helped me find my positive pants, pull them up and start actually living my life again. In fact, it got me actually living life more than I'd ever actually lived it before. So I got braver, I was happier, I was more positive. Essentially, I managed to build an entire new foundation with my mindset and my thought processes so that I could actually move forwards from that space with confidence, with more motivation and drive, instead of saying stuck exactly where I was, which is what was happening at the time. Now, I'm very honest about my previous little mindset pickle and how journaling really was one of the key tools that got me out of it. So I get a huge amount of questions on the topic. So I thought I would answer some of the most common ones for your listening pleasure, essentially. So as always, I'm Fran, Excell mindset coach, and I am helping you find your very own pair of positive pants so you can get out of your own way and live a life that you truly love. So let me start. What is journaling? Okay, so there are so many different ways to journal, but essentially what journaling actually is at its core is a written or recorded audio, video record of your thoughts, feelings, and daily experiences. So it can help you make sense of your world and what's going on around you, hugely increase your self-awareness, which is one of the major that you'll always hear me saying this. Your self-awareness is the number one thing. It's a major key to changing any behavior. And it's also a really great way of getting what's inside of you outside of you, which can make a huge shift in your mindset. Sometimes that's often all we need, is literally to just get the stuff that is inside our head churning away, building and building and building. We need to get that outside of us. It's the whole age-old thing of the problem shared is a problem halved. It's similar to that. You really can get huge, huge, huge effects from journaling. So it allows you to shift your focus and reflect as well on all the things that are going on. It's a personal development tool that absolutely anyone can use, whether you like writing or not. It's essentially using whichever method is going to be right for you. So most people tend to use a physical journal, either a blank notebook or a pre-made journal with prompts in it. Everyone will know I'm a huge fan of prompts, and it helps with all sorts of things like productivity, organization, but it also helps with confidence, positivity, mindset, self-confidence, self-belief, anything really. So that's essentially what it is at its core. So the next one is, how long am I supposed to journal for? So you're either going to love or hate this answer, but the reality is you journal for as long as you want. So you want it to be a habit that you can stick to. So I personally journal for 5 minutes a day. That's it, 5 minutes. And I've had life-changing results from that, genuinely life-changing results. Some people journal for hours and they do the whole Dear Diary and let anything out. But it's all about what your style is going to be, what you'll actually enjoy and what you'll actually stick to, and what you want to get out of it as well. So I mainly journal for positivity and to enable reflection, which is something that I find really important for me and my mindset, continuing mindset jiggery pokery. It's something that, as much as I do my positive journal prompts every single day, it's something very important to me that at the end of every month I have that reflection to move back and look at what an amazing month I've had. That's something that is huge for me. But the reality is it really can be done in 5 minutes a day. So I spend a little longer on the reflection at the end of every month, but it means I get to relive the thing. So it's something that I really want to do. So it really is completely up to you, no right or wrong. So the next question, why can't I stick to it? Okay. So this is one that comes up time and time again. The bottom line is that people don't appreciate that they need to form a new habit to be able to stick to journaling. Just like going to the gym. You know, the first bit feels like it's hard work. So forming a new habit takes time and it takes effort. And it's being aware of the process and aware that it will feel like effort until it becomes just what you do. But that's how our brain works. You know, we resist effort. So your brain uses up 40% of your body's daily energy. So what it tries to do is form habits, so it uses less energy. So all those times that you're doing things on autopilot, that's because you've formed a habit. So like brushing your teeth, you know, all these little things that you just do day in, day out without thinking about it, that's a habit. So it's really easy to do. It's simple, but that doesn't mean it's not effort. So just bear that in mind, that that's what you need to do. So you need to make it as easy on yourself as you possibly can until that habit is formed and locked in. So expect to take it about a month to become second nature. But what I mean by making it easier is, when will you do it? Will you do it first thing in the morning? Will you do it late at night? Will you do it both? Where would be the best place to keep the journal so it's always there at those times? So for example, I go through phases when I want to journal in the morning and when I want to journal in the evening. So if I want to journal in the evening, I keep it by my bed. If I want to journal in the morning, I keep it in the bathroom. You know, so it's making it easy for yourself, because if you see it, that's your cue, and you need a cue to be able to form a habit. So that's something really, really important. And to get the most out of journaling, you really need to make sure that you're invested in it. If you're not, you simply won't do it. If you're doing it just for the sake of doing it, it's probably not going to be right for you. If you're doing it because you're really invested in making a change and you're really invested in it working for you, then absolutely it can and it will. So you've got to ask yourself, why are you doing it? Are you doing it because it's buzzy and everybody journals these days? Or are you doing it because actually you really want to do it and you've been trying to make a change and nothing's quite sticking? Why do you want to journal? What do you want to get out of it? And if you can connect to those couple of things, then it will make it a whole lot easier for you. You need to enjoy it. It needs to be something that you like to do. If it feels like it's something that you're just adding to your to-do list, it's not going to be easy to form a habit. It needs to be something that is a good thing in your day, rather than something that feels like a chore. Okay? So the next one is, I had a bad experience when I was younger. What do I do if I'm scared of someone finding it and reading it? Now, this one comes up an awful lot. So I've spoken to so many people who've had bad experiences with their soul being bared when they were younger, usually by pesky siblings or the mean girl at school, or they're just generally terrified of people finding their journal if they were to start keeping one again. But the bottom line is, kids can be cruel. We all know that. We cling on to those stories where we've been hurt. So do you actually have people in your life now that A, could gain access to your journal, and B, would be immature enough to read it and then tell other people what's in it? Before all that stuff happened, did you love doing it? Did you enjoy it? Did you get stuff out of it? Normally people's answer to that is yes, they did. They got a huge amount out of it. But because they had such a bad experience, they just don't want to go back to it again. But the reality is very different. You aren't 12 years old anymore, you know. So also the way that I journal, if anyone ever read it, they would just feel really, really bad, because I only focus on the positives and I say very nice things about people and why I'm grateful for them and nice things that they did. So they definitely wouldn't be sharing that they read it, because they would feel like an absolute, you know what, insert expletive here. So they just wouldn't do it. If you're still terrified about it, then make sure you have a journal with a lock and key. Or maybe digital journaling is for you, something like Day One, which is an app that you can use, and make sure there's a password on it. Problem solved. It's all about finding what's working for you. And if that's something that really bothers you, then definitely just get a password. The next one is, what should I write? So this one comes up time and time again. Write whatever you want. Here is where, you know, you connect to what you want to get out of it. Write what you want. So the printable journals that I create, in my Etsy store, they're all created and based around prompts. And that's how I like to journal, because quite often you sit there and you're staring at a blank page and it's just not working for you. It's almost like you have writer's block because you don't know where to start. So if you have something that has prompts, and the whole idea behind my printable journals is the fact that you can print the ones that are relevant to you. There's no point in having a journal if you're only going to write a third of it. So pick the pages that work for you, and then create your own. There's hundreds, thousands of printable journal printables on Etsy. I'm not saying you have to get mine, but that's how it works. And that's what works for me, is using those prompts. So essentially it's a series of questions that you answer. So if that sounds like something that you would be up for, then go find a journal that has prompts in there, or go down the printable route. I absolutely love lists for mindset journaling. This is similar to prompts, but you essentially just keep adding to lists. So for example, a gratitude list, or a list of your accomplishments, or your bucket list, all these things that actually make us feel amazing because we don't often give any attention to them. So bucket lists, I massively recommend people writing their bucket list, because we always wait to be running out of time to think about what we really want. Why not have it and be able to tick off a few things every single year? Think how much happier you'd be if you're ticking off things that you really want to do, and things that you're grateful for. Gratitude is the opposite of fear and anger. You know, it's the antidote to fear and anger. So when you're feeling those things, if you go back to your gratitude list, then it's going to help you stop feeling fearful and stop being angry. It's that simple. So it just means that there's so many more things that you can go through, and you can reflect on things, and you can tick things off. You can have extra life experiences, and you can add things into it all the time. I absolutely love it. It does wonders for my positivity and my self-esteem as well. So if you're writing down all your accomplishments, those times where you feel, oh, I can't do anything, I'm useless, I'm such a loser, those times you go and you read all your accomplishments that suggest you can do it, you can do things, and you're a winner. So think about that. Lists. Next one is, you can use letter writing as a form of journaling. So you can write gratitude letters to people past or present, or even future. I love a bit of future journaling. You can write angry letters to people who have wronged you. And the best bit is you don't have to send it to them. But the very nature of writing a letter means that we feel we're telling those people the things that we really need to get off our chests, and the things that we really need to tell them. And often you can find that any anger actually fades the more that you write, and your anger can slowly turn into forgiveness and empathy for the other person. It's a really, really powerful tool. The traditional form of journaling was the Dear Diary, from Bridget and Anne. These, that's more about writing down what happened throughout your day, almost like you're writing to yourself. And it helps you organize your thoughts. It's as simple as that. And then the next one is, why should I journal? So lastly, I'm going to go through some of the benefits of journaling. Okay, so the benefits of journaling are absolutely immense. Like, it can help with any of these ones that I'm about to tell you, and way, way more. So it can make you more positive, increases self-esteem and confidence, helps you get organized, goal setting. And when we all know that when you set goals, you actually achieve them. More often than not, habit changing. You can actually connect why you want to change your habit, how you're going to change your habit, what might get in your way, and tick off those 30 days to get through the hard bit. Can help with overwhelm, can make you more grateful, can make you kinder. It helps you really work out what you want in life, is a big one. Can make you more mindful, allows reflection. It also means that you have more memories. I mean, who doesn't want that? How often do we go through life and actually, even by the next day, we've forgotten these lovely little things that have happened? So the process of just writing down embeds memories into your brain even further. But also when you get to read back in the reflection times, you remember all these things again. It allows you to increase your emotional intelligence. So it allows you to process your thoughts, your experiences, your emotions, increase your problem solving skills, makes you healthier. You can track your food and your exercise. You increase self-awareness, which is the key to making any change, and it reduces stress. Do you need any more? Genuinely, do you need any more? Because I can have some more. It's just one of those things that really does change your life. So if anything, I hope that's given you a little bit of food for thought. I get asked these questions all the time, so hopefully that's been really, really useful for you. Don't forget, you can also download your free journal template and get starting on those mindset shifts straight away. And head over to my Etsy shop and have a look at all the lovely printables that are there. So until next week, I will see you then. Bye. Watching. If you like this, please hit subscribe and come join me in Fran Excell community on Facebook. Bye.